In Invincible, the events involving Angstrom and his invincible variants provide the clearest illustration of why Oliver's stance on killing villains is not only pragmatic, but also necessary. Angstrom, having survived his previous encounter with Mark, takes it upon himself to use his dimensional powers to bring alternate versions of Invincible to Earth. These variants, with their immense strength and ruthlessness, wreak havoc and cause massive destruction. As seen in the destruction and loss of life they cause, Angstrom's variants kill hundreds of thousands of people during their assault. The sheer scale of this death proves that these individuals, regardless of their intentions, pose a grave threat to Earth's safety. By allowing Angstrom to live, there is always the possibility that he could escape and cause even more widespread destruction. This is not just a hypothetical threat, but a realistic one. The only solution to this problem is to kill Angstrom and the variants he brought.
Make them see Invincible! Make them fear Invincible!
The death toll worldwide is already into the hundreds of thousands, with some analysts expecting it to triple in the coming days.
Villains are rarely just one-time threats. Even when defeated, they tend to find a way to escape or return, often with greater power or more destructive plans. The notion of imprisoning such powerful beings or allowing them to escape, like Angstrom or the Invincible variants, is at best naive. The best example of this is with Angstrom's own escape after being nearly killed by Mark, which highlights the futility of leaving villains alive when they have the resources and the will to come back stronger. After Angstrom is left wounded, he makes it clear that his plans are far from over, seeking out the technicians to heal him and get back into the fight. Allowing such dangerous figures to live could lead to an endless cycle of violence, where the heroes are constantly forced to respond to the same threats time and time again, risking even more lives. In a world where threats are not only powerful but also recurring, the moral high ground that Mark seeks to maintain may be impractical.
You can't just kill people and pretend it's no big deal. It's wrong.
Isn't it responsible to make sure that the bad guys never hurt anyone else?
Life is precious. We don't just take it.
It's not precious. People kill each other all the time.
Mark's reluctance to kill stems from his desire to be the kind of hero that upholds justice without resorting to murder, and also the fact that he does not want to be like his dad. This fear of becoming like his father is what holds Mark back from making pragmatic choices. The reality is that some of the villains that Mark faces are not ordinary criminals. They are beings of unimaginable power who can and will cause irreparable harm if given the chance. In such a context, killing becomes a necessary measure of protection, rather than a failure of morality. When faced with the horrific consequences of letting villains live, like the mass killings caused by the Invincible variants, Mark actually begins to see the limitations of his idealism. This is a good thing. The idea that heroes must hold on to their ethics and refrain from killing is admirable, but it becomes difficult to justify when the consequences of sparing a villain could result in catastrophic harm to innocent lives.
This will do.
Come on! The deal was, we help you, and then you help us take over a bunch of other dimensions. I knew it was you! I killed you!
No, you didn't!
All of this death, just to get at me?
Do it! Kill him! Before he escapes or something! Look at what he did! Kill him so he can never do this again!
Fix this! I'm getting my Invincibles and we're going back. This isn't over.
The concept of mercy or rehabilitation is virtually meaningless when the lives of billions are at stake. Heroes like Invincible are not simply fighting for justice in the abstract. They are fighting to save lives in the face of annihilation. The simple truth is that in a world full of powerful, near-immortal beings, sparing villains like Angstrom is a gamble that could lead to far worse consequences. Oliver's viewpoint that villains must be killed is not born out of a desire for cruelty, but out of an understanding of the reality of the threats they face. He recognizes that when a villain is powerful enough to bring about mass destruction, whether through dimensional travel, superhuman strength, or sheer ruthlessness, the only way to ensure that they do not return to inflict more pain is to eliminate them entirely. This may be a hard truth, but it is one that Invincible must confront if he is to protect Earth from the escalating dangers they face.